Well, good morning, good evening, and good night to everyone around the world. If you're here with me on Mythology Day 3, I am really excited to see you today. So, as I've said before, this lesson is aimed at students aged 11 to 14. I'm teacher Ari. If I speak too fast, some of you have emailed me and said, Ari, maybe slow down a bit. I'll try to do that today. And if you want to slow me down, remember you can click the settings icon on the bottom of your screen and slow me down. You can pause, you can rewind, you can do anything you want, but the most important thing is to have fun. And I'm very excited to be with you today. So today we start with a tongue twister. All right. Now with this one, what we're working on is the S and the H sounds. Okay, it's okay if you don't get it right. It's all right. I'm probably going to get tongue-tied, but that's why we do it, because it's fun. So let's do it together. I'll go slowly first, and then you can follow. She sells seashells on the seashore. The seashells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. Ooh, okay, let's try it together. She sells seashells on the seashore. The seashells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. Okay, how do you feel about the sounds? All right, do you want to try quickly on your own 3 times fast? Yeah, you do? Brilliant. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, go. Whew, that was a whole mouthful. Well done, everyone. Did you feel that round about here by she sells, again, it kind of gets tongue-tied, tricky, tongue-twisty? It's okay. You did great, and I'm very excited to talk to you about our story today. So if you're joining me for the first time, I'd love to introduce myself. I'm teacher Ari, and what's your name? Well, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me today. And where are you from? Let's see. Oh, very nice. Well, if you can remember, I am from South Africa, and that is way down there at the bottom of Africa. Okay, so what we've done before, and we're starting with this again, is we've looked at the continents of the world. Now, last time you told me, and let's see if you can remember the names. This is North America. Good. This one? Yes, it is Europe. Well done. What's this one over here? You are correct. That is Asia. And down here? Very good. South America. Which one do I live in? Africa. Well done. And what's this one called? Australia. Good job, everybody. Now, can you remember where we've been? We know we went here on our first lesson. What did we learn about there? Pandora and her box, well done. And what did we learn about there? We learned about the red slippers, very good. So where do you think we're going today? This one. We are going to Cambodia today. Now, this monument is the Temples of Angkor. It's in Cambodia. Our story isn't set there, but the story that we're reading comes from Cambodia. I know maybe vocabulary is not the most exciting thing, but there are, I think, 5 words that I'd like to do with you today. So they're also a bit tricky, but I know you can try. I know you can do it. So our first word today is hermit. Now that's a h sound and an sound. Hermit. Can I hear it? Good. A hermit is a person who lives in solitude. That's our next big word. For religious reasons. What does it mean to be in solitude? Let's see. Solitude, let's break it down. Solitude. Okay, see that E is silent. So, solitude means to be alone. Okay, to be very alone. So, a hermit is a person who lives alone for religious reasons. And with alone, we don't mean alone in a house. We mean alone, far away from everyone else. Okay, our next word for today is nimble. Can I hear that? Let's break it down. Nimble. Right, one more time. Nimble. What does nimble mean? Yes, nimble means that you are very quick or very light. It means you aren't, well, when we use nimble, we use it to describe people, like ballerinas are very nimble and gymnasts are very nimble. Okay, next one. This one is possess. Possess. Okay, can you hear that that S kind of sounds like a Z? Possess. If you want to speak with a different accent from mine, you might say possess. So there's a little bit different there. What does it mean if you possess something? It means you have it or you own it. It is yours. Very good, everyone. Let's look at our next slide. Okay, so some of the words, the last two words that we're doing today are attentive. May I hear? Attentive. Very good. So it's attentive. Okay? Attentive. Very good. What does it mean if you are attentive? Has anyone ever told you you should pay attention? Yes, me too, all the time. So if you are attentive, it means that you are paying close attention to something. Okay. And the last one, which I know you mostly all know, is confidence. Yes, confidence. So confidence. Okay, confidence. One more time. Very good. Now, confidence is something you can have, right? You can be very confident. You can believe in yourself, but you can also have confidence in something. It kind of comes down to believing that something is going to be a certain way, right? You can almost rely on someone or something. So, only 7 words today, not 5, sorry, but 7 words that play into our story. Now, our language today is not as tricky as before. Today, we're just looking at verbs, 2 kinds of verbs. It's not verb tenses. Remember, everyone, verbs show us action. They tell us what we're doing. So we have 2 kinds. We have verbs of state, which tell us the way things are, and verbs of action, which show us movement. So verbs of state are words like am, is, are. Let's read for me, please. Yes. And verbs of action are words that tell us about the movement. Sometimes we can see the action, sometimes we can't. Like walked, ran, sat, smelled, heard. Very good. So which ones can we see happening here? And you tell me and I will put stars next to them. Let's see. Yes, walked is one. And ran, good. And sat, very good. Kicked, yes. Wrote and ate. Well done, everyone. See, you can't see smelled or see heard. Okay, everyone. So what I haven't told you yet is that sometimes we can have verbs of action and verbs of state together in one sentence. And you'll see this in a few moments. Let's quickly try see if you understand. So, I am hungry. What is am? You are right, it is a verb of state. Very good. You are an active person. What is are? Yes, a verb of state. Well done. What about we were eating dinner? It's two verbs. Were, state, good. And eating, what were we doing? It's an action. Very good. Well done, everyone. Number 4, I am listening to the radio. Am, state, good. And listening, action. Can we see listening? Not exactly. Kind of, but not really. Okay, very good. And our last one, she is going for a walk. What is? Yes, a verb of state. And going? Very good, a verb of action. Well done, everyone. Okay, so today's story comes from Cambodia. And Cambodia is in Asia. It's in the far east. And we're going to read very slowly together. If you get lost, remember you can pause. And if there's a word you don't know, you can stop and you can look it up. But I'll explain as we go along, okay? Okay, so this is the story of the goddess and the ogre. What's an ogre? I didn't tell you this one yet. An ogre is a creature from fairy tales or myths. Big, giant creature, generally not very nice. Let's read. Try read with me. Once upon a time, in the land of Cambodia, there lived a hermit. Remember the hermit? Yes. People didn't see him often because he lived in solitude at the top of a mountain. Still, people always talk. And so, word spread that the hermit he had magical powers. Many wanted to learn the hermit's secrets. Who wants to learn magic? You? Me? Everyone? Yes. So many wanted to learn the hermit's secrets. And among those longing to learn was the lovely goddess of water. And I can't say her name 100% right, but I'm going to try. Muni Mekala, got it. Nimble and brave, she could swim through water and air, but she still wished to know more. And so she swam through the air to the hermit's home and asked him to be her teacher. The hermit agreed. Soon, the ogre known as, and I had to look his name up as well, and I might say it wrong, and I'm sorry, Arianne, a terrible giant who frightened all who saw him, decided that he too wished to possess magical powers. And so Riam Asa climbed the mountain and knocked on the hermit's door with his enormous claw-like hands. When the hermit answered, he asked to become a student. The hermit agreed. So what do you think is going to happen next? It's a good idea. Let's check it and see. The hermit didn't care if one was a goddess and the other was an ogre. He wanted to spread knowledge to all who wanted to learn. And so the lessons began. Riam Eso and Moni Mekala were attentive students. Remember attentive? They paid lots of attention. As time passed, they learned a great deal of magic from their teacher. As their lessons came to an end, the hermit decided he would offer his students a test. Do we like tests? Not really, not everyone. I like tests. He called them to his side and offered each an empty glass. I have a cup, but let's pretend it's a glass. Take this glass, he said, and return to me tomorrow. Your glass must be filled to the very top with dew. The first who returns with a full glass will win a prize. Doesn't sound like a difficult test, does it? Okay. And so Moni Mekala and Riam Eso departed, glasses in hand. When the ogre arrived home, he got into bed and smiled to himself. He would wake before the world stirred, and in this way he was certain he would be the first to collect a glass full of dew. He fell asleep, filled with confidence. The goddess had a different idea. When she had reached the bottom of the mountain, she laid a large cloth upon the meadow. Then she lay down beside the cloth to sleep. So now you tell me, how would you collect the dew? I wouldn't have thought of that. Very nice. And who do you think is going to win the test? Let's see if you're right. The next day, before sunrise, Riam Eso made his way into a grove of trees, and there he began to pluck leaves. These he pinched and squeezed, watching as the dew collected in his empty glass, drip by drip. When Moni Mekala awoke, she reached for the cloth beside her. It was soaked with morning dew. She rolled it into a ball and squeezed it over the glass. In a few minutes, her glass was full. She hurried to the hermit's hut, taking care not to spill the dew. You have won, the hermit told her as he took the glass from her. Then he handed her the prize he had promised. It was a beautiful glass ball, studded with jewels. Guard this wisely, the hermit said, for it is a powerful tool. Overjoyed, she thanked the hermit for everything he had taught her, and then she departed. She left, her precious gift in hand. Soon afterward, the ogre arrived at the hermit's hut and happily handed over his glass. "I've won!" he cried. But the hermit shook his head. "The goddess was here before you." Riam Eso was furious. "I must win a prize," he roared. "So you shall," said the hermit, and he handed Riam Eso a gleaming axe made of solid gold. Oh, that can't be good. But when Riam Eso learned of the magical ball, he stormed out of the hermit's hut. Determined to have that magical ball, he immediately set off for the heavens, where he knew he would find Moni Mekala. When he saw her among the other gods, he smiled tenderly. "Ah," he said, softening his usually harsh and raspy voice, "it is the beautiful and talented goddess. I wanted to congratulate you, so I've come to do just that. May I see your prize?" What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he deserved to receive a prize? But do you think that he should have been more grateful? I think so. I think, do you think she won, or do you think maybe not? Who worked harder? You're right. So let's see what happens next. Mani Mekala did not trust the ogre. He'd never acted like this before. Keeping her distance, she lifted the ball above her head. "This is my prize," she said. "Goddess," he teased, "you haven't the skill to use such a gift." The goddess laughed. "You squeeze dew from leaves and you question my skill?" Infuriated with her taunting, so two big words there, he was very angry because she teased him. The ogre rushed towards her. "Give me that ball!" He raised his axe above his head. "Give it to me, or I will destroy you." Mani Mekala rushed away, but the ogre chased after her. As he ran, he teased and shouted at her, and then he threw his axe with all his strength. It whirled across the empty air. The goddess picked up speed, and the axe narrowly missed her. When it landed, the heavens shook with the thundering sound. Mani Mekala angrily tossed her ball above her head, and when she did, it sent out a streak of light so bright it blinded the ogre, and she flew into the clouds. Does that sound like anything you know? Thunder and lightning. Well done. Riam Asa howled and rubbed his eyes, but by the time he could see again, Mani Mekala was far away, lost in the clouds. "I will find you," he cried. "I will chase you forever and ever." And with that, he too raced into the clouds. The rain began to fall. Okay. So, according to the legend, this was the beginning of thunder and lightning. And the story goes that in Cambodia, whenever the rainy season comes, the people listen for the sounds of the axe and they look for the light of the magical ball. And what do you think? Let's see how well you remember. What is a hermit? Remember, you can pause if you need to, and the answers are at the end of the show. And how did the goddess gather enough dew? Yes, very good, Susie. What does this myth try to explain? What does it tell us about? Very good. So, a bonus question, or a homework if you want to, is to try to research and find an interesting myth that comes from your own country. Because as you can tell from the stories we've looked at, everywhere in the world has myths. And it's always very interesting to find out about them. Before we finish today, I want to first say a big thank you to this website, the uexpress.com. It was from their website that I found the story of the goddess and the ogre. And if you want to watch a video that tells the story that we read today, you can click or you can type in this link. Very useful. And if you'd like to read more stories from other countries, you can go to the Tell Me a Story archives of uexpress.com. And here's the answers. Let's see how well you did. What is a hermit? A hermit is someone who stays alone, usually for religious reasons. Very good. Did you get that one right? Yes, you did. Well done. And how did the goddess gather enough dew? She lay out in a meadow with a huge cloth and allowed it to catch the morning dew. Very good. Well done, everyone. And what does this myth try to explain? It tries to tell us how and nothing. thunder and lightning were created. Very good, everyone. Well done. Give yourself a high five. You were amazing. And I'm going to tell us right here, I am thrilled to have seen you today. I will be here tomorrow, same time, same place, and we can look at a myth from another continent. Did you have fun? Yeah, thank you. You're very kind to me. I hope that you are well, that you are healthy. Remember to wash your hands, sneeze into your elbow, and be kind to people. I'll see you soon. High five. Thank you, and bye-bye.